Hi, my name is Shelby. I'm from Dexter, Michigan. I was a 2020 graduate, so I graduated this year. My major is exercise science with pre-physical therapy. And my first question is, if you could learn how to play any instrument, what would it be and why?
I would probably choose to learn how to play the guitar just because I like the way it sounds.
If I could play any instrument, it would be the piano because I always wanted to learn how to play.
If I could learn to play an instrument, it would be the harp. I find the harp just like beautiful, but also really confusing to learn, so I would love to learn how to play it.
I would pick the banjo because I already kind of know how to play it.
If I could play any instrument, it would be the guitar because I've tried for a long time and haven't been able to tackle that. And I think it would be awesome to be able to carry this instrument around and play music anywhere.
Hi, my name is Carly Morris. I'm from Ypsilanti, Michigan. I graduated in 2019 with a major in early childhood education and a minor in psych. My questions are for both Coach Sarah and Coach Kiefer. What makes you happy?
What makes me happy is my first sip of coffee in the morning. For all my coffee lovers and addicts, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
What makes me happy is definitely my family, but I think even beyond that, it's just watching other people being happy.
Hi, my name is Michelle Murnin. I graduated from Concordia with a degree in marketing in 2018. So my questions for the coaches are, what's your most embarrassing moment as a college coach?
One time I showed up to a recruiting event by myself and spent about 5 or 10 minutes at the check-in table as they kept looking through the players' rosters trying to check me in as a high school player. I'm sure that's not the last time it'll happen either.
My most embarrassing moment as a college coach, I feel like there are too many to name, but I remember this one time, it was last spring. I was super busy coaching a 7th and 8th grade travel ball team called the Sixers, and then also just being involved with our workouts and our open gyms and stuff. And I remember after just the introduction and announcements of an open gym at Concordia, going in for a break, and our word at the time was perseverance. So we would go perseverance on 3, 1, 2, 3, perseverance. And I was so all over the place mentally. I said, Sixers on 3, 1, 2, 3. And all the girls just bust up laughing. So I would have to say that was one of the most embarrassing moments as a coach.
Funny story would be when I was an assistant at Concordia in year 1, sitting on the bench in our first scrimmage, my first position as kind of a full coach on staff. And me and one of our seniors at the time were kind of goofing around, having fun in the game, we're winning. And her mom kind of looks at her and says, "Will you stop hitting your manager?" And she just looked at me and started laughing and looked back at her mom and said, "It's not our manager, it's our coach."
I am Brianna Rowe. I graduated from Concordia in 2014, played basketball, as well as studied sport and entertainment business. I have a couple questions for the coaches. My first question is, what's your biggest sacrifice being a coach?
My biggest sacrifice as a coach is probably just time. Working full-time as a teacher, there's just a lot of long days coming from school, going right to practices or games or recruiting, and just all the extra work on top of that. It definitely keeps me busy.
My biggest sacrifice being a coach is just time. I think any coach would probably agree with that. Just time for the job. It takes a lot of it.
I love basketball and coaching, so it's not really like I'm sacrificing anything in my life.
My biggest sacrifice, I think, is time. Coaching is a lifestyle profession. It's not 9 to 5 every day. Sometimes you're working all night. Sometimes you're getting up super early and you're working all day. Sometimes you're working 24 hours. It's definitely a 24/7 type job. So to me, like, my biggest sacrifice is time away from my family specifically.
Hello everyone, my name is Kara Carlson. I am from Kent City, Michigan, and I graduated from Concordia in 2016. I played basketball there from 2012 to 2016. And now I am currently an assistant coach at Grand Valley State University. I have 3 questions for your awesome coaches. The first one being, what is your favorite restaurant in the Ann Arbor or Ypsi area?
Definitely Maze and Ipsy, but a big fan of tacos.
My favorite restaurant in Ann Arbor in this area is Tamakun. It's a ramen noodle bar downtown. There's a lot of restaurants that I love, but I just love the atmosphere of that place and their food. There's nothing on the menu that I don't like.
There are many options, and some of my favorites are Sava's, Angelo's, Frida Petita, and May's.
My favorite restaurant in Ann Arbor or Ypsi is in Ann Arbor, and it is Palm Palace. And if you have not been, you have to go.
My second question is, who is your favorite professional basketball player? There's only one correct answer.
Skylar Diggins is my favorite professional basketball player. She's been my favorite player to watch ever since she was playing at Notre Dame.
My favorite professional basketball player is Sue Bird.
My favorite professional basketball player would have to be Skylar Diggins.
Michael Jordan.
My favorite pro hooper is retired. He will always be my favorite pro hooper. It's Allen Iverson. Pound for pound, one of the greatest players of all time.
What's your weirdest food combination that you like to eat?
I love chocolate ice cream with Rice Krispies on it. Try it, it'll change your life.
The weirdest food combination that I like to eat is a sandwich with meat, cheese, and then Doritos on top.
All right.
My weirdest food combo that I eat. I think a lot of people, and the girls included, would agree that there's probably a lot of those. But the weirdest one that I think most people don't know about is Cheez-Its and tuna.
Ew.
And not just regular Cheez-Its, but the big Cheez-Its. I love to mix a good can of tuna up and then to eat Cheez-Its with that as my cracker along the side.
Potato chips and ketchup.
You guys will think it's weird. I think it's the best combination. On pizza, it's pepperoni, pineapple, and broccoli.
Do you have a pregame superstition or routine?
I was pretty superstitious as a player, but I don't think that really carried over to my coaching career. I don't have a pregame routine or anything like that.
Pre-game superstition. I've been a part of a lot of programs just playing as well as coaching, and so the scenery changes, what you're able to do changes, but I think something that I always do, even when I was a player, was during the national anthem before games. I'll close my eyes and then I have a prayer that I do kind of right before the starting lineup is announced.
I take 2 deep breaths right before the game's about to begin.
As a coach, I think I started one this past year with one of our athletic trainers. His name is Matt. Me and him would have what we called our 30 meeting.
What if I told
about
you?
An hour before our warm-up clock started for our games.
My second question is, who has been your biggest influence in your journey?
My parents have probably been the biggest influence in my journey. They just made me who I am today, and they're always so supportive of everything that I do.
My biggest influence in my journey has been my mom.
The biggest influence in my journey would have to be my parents. Both my mom and my dad have been just completely supportive throughout every step of my entire process to get to where I am today.
My dad.
The biggest influence in my journey has definitely been my parents.
The second question I have is, what area of coaching would you like to grow in this next year?
The area of coaching that I'd like to grow in is just breaking down film, being able to analyze it for the smallest details.
An area of coaching I would love to grow in is just being able to read the opponent in game situations. I think there's some coaches that are really gifted in just immediately picking up what the other team is doing on offense or defense in like a play capacity, or the way that they're guarding us, and that quickness that it takes to be able to pick those things up. I think that's an area I would love to grow in as a coach this year.
Being more vocal on court.
I think I would love to be better at helping build into our program the nutrition piece of being an athlete and how important it is, and really having a better process to be a little bit better about what we're eating, how we're fueling our bodies, and things like that.
My third question is, what is your favorite memory you've made at Concordia and why?
I have a lot of really great memories at Concordia, both as my time as a player and now as a coach too. I think my favorite memories are just the ones that I made with my teammates off the court.
My favorite memory at Concordia. Too many to count. I think my favorite is currently just the most recent. During this quarantine time, I haven't been able to see the girls obviously for over 2 months, going on 3 months. and I just finished up my master's and graduated at Concordia. And on what was supposed to be graduation day, I didn't have many plans, but our coaching staff, some of our athletic trainers, as well as some of our girls came to my house and did a little processional parade in their cars in the rain, as well as surprised me with videos, and that is definitely my favorite memory of Concordia.
Meeting some of my best friends.
CIT every year is just an unbelievable environment and experience. And I think this past year, I love thinking about the day that our girls passed their conditioning test.
And what's your dream job?
Ever since I was little, I always wanted to be a teacher and a basketball coach. So honestly, I would say I have my dream job.
My dream job would be to be a psychiatrist.
My dream job would have to be anything in student affairs. I just got my master's degree in higher education administration, and I would just love to be able to work with college students for the rest of my life. So that would be my dream job.
If I was 10 inches taller, I would say a professional basketball player.
I'm living out my dream job every day, and I absolutely love it, and I'm very grateful to be at Concordia to be able to do that.
And because this one is a tough one as a player, I think, to answer, would you rather do 5 plate pushes or 5 hill sprints?
Oh my gosh, hill sprints, not even a question.
If I had to choose between 5 plate pushes or 5 hill sprints, I would choose 5 hill sprints.
5 plate pushes or 5 hill sprints. I'm gonna have to say 5 plate pushes. Hill sprints are long and exhausting. I don't even think I could do 2 right now, so plate pushes just feels like they'll be done faster.
5 hill runs.
I never had to do plate pushes, so automatically I'd pick hill sprints, but I think I'd pick that anyway, especially if it's only 5 of them. I think I could tackle that.
And my third question is, what's something no one will ever be able to guess about you that makes you who you are?
I really love to read. I think I read 6 books last week, and I like to read all different topics, genres, and I think it's just a really great way that you get to learn about different people, different things.
And one thing that no one knows about me that makes me who I am is that I'm double jointed in my thumbs and that I can do this.
Oh, no.
Something no one would be able to guess about me that makes me me would have to be my fear of sea animals. Why does that make me me? Because my family is from Hawaii. They love to go snorkeling. I hate it. I don't like being in the water where I feel like if it's a fish or a turtle or worse, a jellyfish or a shark, I just feel like they are faster than me because they're in their element. And my deep, deep fear of being able to be in the water with sea animals definitely makes me a big part of who I am.
I enjoy taking care of people.
My grandparents were foster parents, and so they had a lot of different kids in and out of their house. As my mom was growing up, she had kind of foster brothers and sisters that we know and keep in touch with many of them till today. And then when I was in high school, one of my friends came and lived with me and my family in kind of a similar fashion. And so I think there's just always been a part of my heart that wants to help people succeed and grow to be the people that I think they can be.
And the third and final question I have is, what about your team makes you the most proud of them? Like, what do they do, or what is it about them that makes you the most proud of them?
I think it's been really great to see just how committed to growth that our team is, both as a team but also individually. Just being able to see every single one of them and how much they've grown just over the course of this past season, both on the court but especially off the court, in their academics, in their faith, and just who they are as people.
What about the team gives me the most pride? I would just have to say the relationships that the girls have built with each other, just their willingness and their openness to grow in relationships with people that they might not have a friendship or a sisterhood or a relationship with outside of the fact that they're on a team together. Just the way that they really buy in to being family, that makes me the most proud. That shows a lot about our girls, who they are and their character, and you don't find that a lot in a lot of programs.
How hard the team works.
How they tackle their academics, how they tackle their fieldwork opportunities, how they go out and do these internships. And I just think that's such a big part, is utilizing basketball as a vehicle for something bigger. And it blows me away to watch them all the time, because I know that these are young women that are graduating and are going to be unbelievable professionals in their field of work. And so that is, I think, the thing that makes me the most proud of them.